This is the story of the one. As head of maintenance at a concert hall, he knows the show must always go on. That's why he works behind the scenes, ensuring every light is working, the HVAC is humming, and his facility shines. With Grainger's supplies and solutions for every challenge he faces, plus 24/7 customer support, his venue never misses a beat. Call quickgrainger.com or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Kind of a double barrel of Vince.
Maybe
Vince
we
McMahon.
shouldn't use the terminology double barrel on this one.
Perhaps.
Yeah.
Triple, really, because there's also news about his car accident. Apparently, he's trying to have the whole thing thrown out. But
Of course he is. Why wouldn't he?
An 80-year-old man probably shouldn't be driving. But there's a new story, and we'll get her up here. Ashley Massaro. She had made some allegations, apparently privately to some people. I forget exactly. Ashley Massaro, of course. When did she pass away?
Let me take. I can get that.
Was it about 10 years? I feel like it was about 10 years ago, right?
No, I feel it was a lot sooner.
Oh, was
yeah,
it?
May of 2019.
2019. Okay, it seemed like it was longer ago. The pandemic really screwed up time perception for a lot of people, I think. So right before the pandemic, actually, if it was 2019. So after she had passed away that we found out that she had all the terrible things that happened to her. She had been a victim of sexual assault in, was it Saudi Arabia? Allegedly. During
gotta say allegedly.
Yeah, during the one of those tribute to the troops shows that they used to do, WWE used to do. And now there's a story that she actually on a plane trip. I assume it was that same trip. Do we know that?
It was a different trip. It was an international tour.
Okay.
They didn't do international tours for tribute to the troops. It was go there, do the show, come back.
Gotcha. So she was so they were on a plane for this international tour, and Vince McMahon said, everybody can go ahead, head on off the plane, but I'm going to stay back here with Ashley.
Well, but no, the allegation is a former writer made the allegation, and I actually have the article pulled up. Basically, the former writer is Dan St. Germain. He appeared as a guest on the B and Ian with Jordan podcast, whatever the hell that is.
Yeah.
Basically, Germain spoke of the incident, and I'll apologize in advance. There is going to be some sexually graphic statements here. Just quoting verbatim. Germain said that narrating the incident, how he started fingering Ashley Massaro on the flight. And upon reaching their destination, they were all ordered to get on the runway and watch them do it. He said they were on a European trip, and Vince started fingering Ashley Massaro on the flight. And then Vince goes, when they get on the tarmac, all right, everyone, get on the tarmac. They all went on the tarmac and watched as the fucked plane bounced back and forth. He is an absolute maniac.
I was curious if you had ever seen that segment that they did. I don't remember which show it was on that WWE did where Vince was very mean, very, very mean on camera and humiliated Ashley Massaro. Do you know the segment I'm talking about?
Vaguely. I think if we talk about Vince humiliating a female, the more infamous one is the Trish.
Oh, Trish Stratus, of course. Yeah. There's another very humiliating incident with Ashley Massaro that allegedly, according to the timeline that people have pieced together, came after she said, "No, I'm not going to be your side chick anymore," or whatever. Or ever, but I think now we know that apparently something did allegedly happen between them. I'm not sure why this writer would make that up, so it sounds credible. And everything about the story sounds consistent with what we know about Vince McMahon. So, but it is, but he is the only person no one's corroborated this specific story yet, correct?
No one has. You know, I mean, one, it's unfortunate because, Ashley Massaro died due to suicide. And, I mean, and there are other women that have, Hannah Kimura and Daphne as well, that, you hear these stories and you're like, man, why didn't anyone say anything? Why didn't anyone do anything? Why didn't, because even then, when it happened, you should have a sense of moral obligation.
It's amazing what people can look the other way on, though. You know what this reminds me of, because when this story broke, when this story broke originally, and this doesn't have to do with wrestling, but college football, because I had just started Matt Connerton Unleashed as a podcast. It was the summer of 2011, and it was shortly after that. And I remember yelling about this on the podcast, Sandusky, and that guy, Mike McQuethy, who walked in on Sandusky.
Mike McQueary.
I thought it was McQuethy. It's McQueary?
McQueary.
Okay. So Mike McQueary walks in on Sandusky, raping a child, and goes to tell Joe Paterno. And I just remember screaming into the microphone over this, like, how do you not go to the police when you see something like that? What is the malfunction? And there's no excuse in my mind for, you walk in on somebody raping a child, you go to the police. I don't care who it is. And I don't mean to sidetrack us, but but these are the thoughts I have when I hear about, these terrible things that happen to people, and people see this and they just fucking look the other way. It's like, why? It's horrible.
I'm the token sports guy on this show.
Yes.
So you got to understand Penn State at that point in time. And this isn't, what happened at Penn State was deplorable. Just awful.
Yeah.
I don't want anyone to construe that I'm defending Graham Spaniard or anyone involved in this.
Yeah.
There was a pecking order at Penn State, especially within Penn State football. Joe Paterno was judge, jury, executioner. You did not deviate from that. Matt McQueary was a former player, a graduate assistant. I'm going to guess that he stated this, that he felt he did his responsibility.
Yeah, I know. I remember
by reporting it to Paterno.
Yep.
And then people are like, well, did Paterno fulfill his moral obligation? Yeah. I think Paterno, with his advanced age, did what he felt was appropriate. Because in his time, people didn't talk about this. And if you read articles about Paterno at that point in time, you could argue very diminished mental faculties about it. There are articles that during this, he didn't have an idea what was going on. The movie Paterno, HBO made, where Al Pacino plays Joe Paterno. Brilliant film. Everyone should, if you want a greater understanding. His family's trying to talk to him about this, and he says, I'm preparing for Northwestern. I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So, look, the fact that Joe should have reported it to police and done more. I think McQueary did what he thought was best. And unfortunately, there was probably a lot of fear that he had about, man, if I go above Joe, what's this do to my coaching career? What's this do to my
Oh, sure.
life?
Yeah. He was worried about himself. Yeah. I get it. You walk into a shower and somebody's raping a child. You don't worry about yourself. Well, that's a scumbag move on his part. You go to the fucking police.
I get that. This is more devil's advocate.
Okay.
Why he didn't. I'm not defending him not going to police.
Okay, good.
Devil's advocate is
I've heard his excuses. Yeah.
And he in sworn court documents, this is the part I don't like. Mm-hmm. He said, I didn't really know what I saw. There's no ambiguity between what you saw. And I do believe the moment he realized that nothing was being done, he should have done something more.
Yeah.
But that whole situation is a mess. It was mishandled by everyone, including the NCAA when they handed down the punishment.
Sure.
Because you punished individuals that had nothing to do with it.
Oh, I'm sure.
Well, they took away bowl games from the kids, and it's like those kids didn't go to school then. And I get a punishment had to be levied, but the punishment was you're punishing kids that were still either in middle school or high school when this happened.
Yeah.
None of it felt right to me.
Right. Yeah. No, I get that.
But yeah, the situations are glaringly similar. The only difference is we don't vilify Vince McMahon like we do Joe Paterno.
Well, we do. I mean, you and I certainly do.
I'm saying the common pro wrestling fan doesn't vilify Vince like they should.
Right.
They vilify Stephanie. They vilify Paul Levesque. They vilify Nick Khan. They vilify Endeavor.
Yeah.
Well, we don't know what happened. The man shit on a woman. Like, what?
Yeah.
What world are we living in?
Just to clarify for people listening, that's referring to Janelle Grant, not Ashley Massaro. Although God only knows what he did with Ashley Massaro. Whatever it was, it caused her massive PTSD. I have no doubt about that. We'll never know if that contributed to her suicide directly, but it very well might have, and that's disturbing.
I'm going to guess that it didn't help. I mean, not to sound cold and callous on that, it certainly didn't make things better.
No, we'll never know. We'll never know. But
I think the rape, it's alleged, but how would you feel going to your boss? Allegedly, she went to Vince and told Vince about it, and Vince is like, well, we have a good relationship over there. We don't want to rock the boat on this.
Oh, you're talking about when Ashley Massaro about the sexual assault in Saudi Arabia. Was it Saudi or was it Kuwait or where was it exactly? I don't even remember now. But it was on one of those.
If you want to
tribute to the troops shows. But yeah, I mean, I guess it doesn't. That detail doesn't necessarily matter. But the point.
WWE tour of Kuwait.
Kuwait. Okay.
A man posing as a doctor. In that WWE apologized, but persuaded her not to report it to the appropriate authorities as they didn't want it to affect the company's relationship with the military.
Right. Yeah. Which is disgusting. So disgusting. Yeah. I mean, whenever, and by the way, I mean, just, I think probably good advice for anyone in any kind of employment situation, when you have someone in authority telling you, hey, please don't go to the police about this. It's going to mess things up for us.
Go to the police.
Yeah.
I mean, even in a Penn State situation, no, that's inexcusable because
Right.
you're not. The situation isn't going to be made better. Predators don't just stop.
Right. Right.
They don't just sit there and say, "Oh, hey, guess what? I've got my fill."
Right. No, as long as there's no
No.
consequences, they'll continue. And even if there are consequences, they might continue. But
Well, there were consequences for Sandusky, and he kept going.
yeah, exactly.
I mean,
Yep.
he lost his locker room privileges, so he just took them on vacations and did it elsewhere.
Yep.
Did it in swimming pools, in hotels.
Yep.
Wrote a book called Touched.
Yep. Yes, he did.
Yeah. So if anyone out there sees anything or knows anything regarding sexual assault or anything, report it to the authorities.
Yep.
Because then you can say, if anything, the smallest, I did my part.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah. If for no, if for no other reason, even selfishly, so you can have a clear conscience. Anyone can know about this stuff and not say anything, I don't know how they sleep at night.
And again, we referenced the Penn State fallout because there hasn't been a fallout in regards to Vince and his proclivities. He made billions when he sold WWE and left. He still has stock in TKO.
Well, there has been some fallout. I mean, they don't have anything to do with him. They don't acknowledge him. They don't, But
a guy like Vince,
they keep him at arm's length.
A guy like Vince, do you think he really cares? I mean, I'm sure the ego part of him is upset.
Oh, I'm sure. Yeah, I would think so.
But he still has his mansion.
Oh, yeah. At the end of the day, he's fine.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, true.
He doesn't have to deal with the stress He doesn't have to deal with the stress anymore.
Yeah. Well, should we? That might be a good segue into the birthday parties since we're talking about Vince, right?
Oh boy, yeah, let's go.
So apparently, this picture was taken by, well, not taken by Jerry the King Lawler, but this was something that he had posted, correct, on his Instagram?
Yes.
And was asked to remove it by someone. I don't know if we know who said, hey, can you take that down? But this is from Vince McMahon's 80th birthday party. I guess Vince didn't want to be photographed himself, probably because if you saw Vince in the Hulk Hogan documentary on TMZ, he looked like a bloated corpse. But Vince is very strange looking these days. But so here's this picture. Let's see. So we have The Miz and Maurice from left to right. Titus O'Neil, Jerry the King Lawler, Sheamus, and Drew McIntyre all attending Vince's 80th birthday party. By the way, reports from the party were that Vince is looking very old and kind of rough.
Teddy Long has pushed back against that, saying he looked fine.
Really?
His face might have been a little swole or something like that, but he looked nice to me. Okay.
Yeah. So now, do we know John Cena was there too, right?
Triple H was present. Stephanie McMahon did not attend.
Triple H? I didn't think Triple H was there. Triple H was there?
Yes. According to Teddy Long.
Really?
Jelly Roll. Entertainment for the weekend included Jelly Roll and an all-black choir. Well, brother, good thing the Hulkster's dead because he wouldn't have supported that.
No, he would not have. No, I don't know. He would have been fine with it as long as none of them were brought a white woman with them to the event. That was his line in the sand.
Maybe they were $1 million basketball players, Matt. He seemed to like them.
Yes, that's true. That's true. You ever watch, I might have asked you this once before, JD from NY, his YouTube channel?
I do not.
You don't like people with New York accents, correct?
I hate New York in general.
That's what I thought. So JD from NY has a pretty thick New York accent.
If I were to stick an enema into the United States of America, it would go into New York City.
Okay. Not Pittsburgh?
That's my not Pittsburgh.
Okay.
I'm paraphrasing the great Bret Hart there.
I know,
I hate New York.
So JD from NY, he's got some really good takes. So I enjoy his content, and I tend to agree with him on things. And he really went off about this party. He basically went off on everyone who went and said, why do these guys want to be associated with a scumbag like Vince McMahon? He's been very tough on Vince, and he says they don't owe him anything. Do they feel like they owe him something for their careers? Because they don't. Vince made millions of dollars off of these people. So Vince benefited from them just as much as they benefited from him. So why do they feel like they have to, like they're somehow obligated to go to his party? And when JD says it, though, it's very entertaining. I know you don't like New York accents, but you might want to check out JD from NY. You might enjoy him. But
I mean, look, my hatred for New York notwithstanding.
Yes.
Here are some of the names in attendance.
Okay.
The Undertaker, John Cena, JBL, Sheamus, Drew McIntyre, Maurice, Titus O'Neil, and Bruce Pritchard. More current WWE talent were also present, though not named directly.
Oh.
Those who showed up weren't met with universal approval. Fightful spoke to several wrestlers and insiders who expressed mixed feelings about attending a party for a man currently embroiled in serious legal trouble.
Yeah.
Some of the attendees admitted there was a moral conflict in even showing up. One source said, a lot of people here feel like they owe Vince something, even though he made his money back on them tenfold.
Right.
And another WWE talent who chose not to attend told Fightful that some wrestlers are waiting to see how the court case plays out before making decisions about their relationship with McMahon. They explained that's what they'd want if the shoe was on the other foot. There was no official WWE involvement, and this article reports top company execs like Triple H, Stephanie McMahon, and Nick Khan were not in attendance. A higher-up told some talent it was their personal choice whether to attend or not.
Yeah, TKO they didn't tell anybody not to go, in other words, right? They didn't forbid anybody from going. But see, that's where the conflict is over Triple H, because according to that report, Triple H was not there, but Teddy Long says Triple H was there.
Yes.
Okay. Interesting.
Me personally, I want to tread cautiously here.
Mm-hmm.
This is hard to say. I think Teddy might have been mistaken. I don't think Triple H would go.
Yeah, I don't either. And I don't think he'd even be able to. Just with he's a busy guy.
Well, I don't know. I think it's one of those things that, how do I say this delicately? I think it's one of those. I think it's one of those things that Triple H probably has in his head. Fuck Vince.
Yeah, I'm sure he does.
Triple H, I think, is done with Vince. I think he's in the same boat as Steph on this.
Yeah. Allegedly, there's some estrangement there, and how could there not be? With what Vince is accused of, you want that guy around his
While you were married, while you were married to their mother.
Yeah.
I mean,
Stephanie and Shane's mother,
and I think this, and I can't speak for Stephanie or Shane, but I think this is kind of a straw that broke the camel's back type deal. You did the Playboy interview where you admitted you were unfaithful and bragged about it, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
And now this, the Playboy interview was bad enough, but now your depravity is coming out. And then when someone's current sins come out, past sins get brought back up.
Mhm.
Rita Chatterton,
Yep.
the Ring Boys. You know, Linda is tried so very hard to distance herself, not just from Vince, but from WWE with her political endeavors.
Right. Ooh,
And
good pun. Endeavors.
yeah, multiple. Good luck on your future endeavors. Endeavor TKO.
Yeah.
Ah,
Yeah.
that was totally unintentional, but I'm the man.
Yes. An unintended pun. By the way, I do want to say this. I don't just kind of for the record though, just understanding the complexity of human relationships. I don't actually. JD from NY went really hard. I don't fault any of these people who did go. I understand. I because they always talk about how they had kind of a father-son. A lot of these guys or women had a mother-son. Not mother-son. I'm sorry, daughter-father. What the hell am I saying? Relationship. Like Vince was kind of a father figure. I understand feelings get complicated and all of that. So I'm not mad at anybody for going.
I think it's telling though that the only major women's talent that went is Maurice.
Yeah, she's not even there. Like, when was the last time we even saw her on television?
Well,
but it'd be weird
Mrs.
for
and Miz.
What's that?
Mrs. and Miz. You didn't watch that show?
I never watched it. I was aware of it.
I didn't either.
Yeah. But I don't hold anything against anybody who wants to go. I just to be around a guy like that.
Look, some of these guys, Vince, saved them in a way.
Oh yeah. And Bruce Pritchard, dude, I don't blame Bruce for going,
I do.
Oh, you do? Interesting.
I blame Bruce because Bruce, I guarantee you, and I love Bruce Pritchard. I would love to meet Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah.
I think Bruce, all intents and purposes, is a great guy. I think Bruce is a guy that is unabashedly and inexcusably loyal to Vince.
Yeah.
And I have a problem with that. And my problem with it is, one by one, everyone in Vince's inner circle is kind of dying or turning their back on him.
Yeah.
The last one that's left that was very close to Vince is Bruce.
Mm-hmm.
And let's circle back to your statements on Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think Bruce knows something?
Very possible.
You don't think Bruce Pritchard knows? And, I get it. I understand it. Just like I understood Matt McQuarrie. Just like I understand the fear of coming forward.
Mm-hmm.
Because you don't know. And I'm sure Bruce, who has children and a wife, he's worried about the family fallout if he comes forward. He has a successful podcast, which he's on leave from right now.
Mm-hmm.
Due to a health issue. There's a lot of fallout and a lot of ramifications Bruce could face.
Yeah.
But it's like Bruce, if say something.
Yeah. But in Bruce's case, though, it appears that, the way the accusations, speaking specifically in terms of Janelle Grant, the way the accusations have proceeded against Vince, it doesn't seem like Bruce is, even if Bruce does know something, I agree with you, if he knows something, he should say something, but it doesn't seem like it's Bruce has anyone ever subpoenaed Bruce for, to sit down and talk to a lawyer? I mean,
no. So he wasn't subpoenaed for the steroid trials.
Yeah.
Rita Chatterton, the Ring Boys. He hasn't been subpoenaed for any of it, I don't believe.
maybe he's been able to successfully avoid all of that. So maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he hasn't been exposed to anything. I don't know. But you're right to be suspicious. I agree with you there.
As close as Bruce was to the man.
That's true. Yeah, that's a good point. That's a very good point.
And you know what? I've said this before. I'll say it again. Fuck Vince Russo. Vince Russo can say all he wants that Bruce Pritchard wasn't close to Vince. I'm going to take the word of Jim Cornette, who has said Bruce was there. And prove that I'm not just a Bruce Pritchard nut hugger. I don't believe that Bruce didn't know about the Montreal screw job.
Oh, you don't believe him on that?
I do not. I think Bruce knew. I don't think Bruce knew everything. I think Bruce knew something was going to happen.
Oh, well, but that's not the same of knowing exactly what was going to happen.
I think he knew that. I think Vince, hey, pal, no way does Brett leave with the title.
Yeah, but that's not the same as.
But that's not the same as saying I didn't know, playing dumb on it either.
Well, yeah, but he could have known, like Vince could have said that to him, and then Bruce said, okay, but still been shocked at what actually transpired. I don't know.
I don't know. I find it hard that Bruce didn't know, that Pat Patterson didn't know. I find it hard that all these inner circle guys in that had no idea.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like if Jim Cornette knew, and Cornette has said he knew.
Right. Yeah.
If Jim Cornette knew, then and Briscoe is teaching Shawn how to get out of locked holds.
Yeah. Yeah.
Briscoe knew.
Yeah. We know that.
Why wouldn't Bruce and Pat Patterson know? That's never felt right to me.
Well, Bruce said on his podcast, because I remember listening to that episode of Something to Wrestle, Bruce said that Vince told him, because Bruce claimed that he was mad at Vince. I don't know if you ever listened to that episode.
I did.
Oh, okay.
I've listened to almost every episode of Something to Wrestle with Bruce Pritchard.
Yeah, so Bruce claimed that he was actually mad at Vince for not cluing him in, and Vince said, well, I did it to protect you, because if you knew, then the boys would be mad at you. Everyone would be mad at you, because I didn't want any of the heat to get on you, which to me sounded credible. I mean, that could very well be.
Yeah, it does sound credible. I have a hard time believing with how close that inner circle was.
Yeah.
That something was that he just didn't have a single solitary clue.
Right.
Some shit was about to go down.
Right.
Same with Jim Ross. I've never believed that the VP of Talent Relations had no idea.
Really?
Yeah, no. I have less belief in Jim Ross than I do in Bruce Pritchard.
Oh, wow. Okay.
I can almost buy what Bruce is selling.
Yeah.
I can't buy what JR is selling.
Yeah.
And I love Jim Ross, and I will always love Jim Ross. It doesn't shake anything about Jim Ross. Right. I just wish he'd come clean on it. Because there's no way. There's no way. You're not going to let Jim Ross know, because Jim Ross is going to have to deal with all the boys who want to leave.
Yeah.
I mean, what? Jim Ross is going to have to sit there and deal with all this and be like, well, listen, bud, got a contract. We'll tie this up in court. Better come back. We'll give you the night off. But, that type of deal. So, I don't know. That's... but back to the original point, I think these guys know something, even if it's a little thing. Like, I looked over Vince's shoulder. Well, I looked over his shoulder and saw nudes of Janelle Grant on his phone.
Mm-hmm.
Even something like that could help.
Yeah.
Just say it. Just let it out.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree. Anything else on Vince's birthday party?
I think to villainize the people that went is wrong.
I
They
agree.
went.
Yeah.
Now, if they came out after it and said Janelle Grant is a lying skank, that's a problem.
Right.
But they
Yeah.
didn't.
No, of course not. Of course not. All right. Well, we can, and by the way, so we know who was definitely not there was Stephanie McMahon. She's back. She was not there. Let's see. So our next in the undercard, let's see here. Let me get a picture here. I have a picture of these guys. Oh, what the heck is going on here? Sorry, I'm having a little bit of a problem here. I wanted to get a picture of. Oh, maybe I won't be able to. That's weird. Oh, I know why. So a couple of injuries. Here we go. I figured it out. A couple of injuries
Sure?
in AEW.
Sure about that? Got it figured out?
I think so. I hope so. There we go. A couple of injuries in AEW there. Swerve Strickland and Tony. I almost said Tony Khan. Will Ospreay. Two of their most valuable players, in my opinion.
I would say if you're going to do Mount Rushmore of current AEW stars, they're two of them.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, for me, it would be them two, MJF, and man, it's tough to go with the fourth one. I would have to probably say, just because you have to have a fourth, Moxley.
Yeah. And these guys are going to be out for a while, it sounds like.
It's probably going to be 6 to 8 months for Swerve and indeterminate for Ospreay.
Yeah. Wow.
Because Ospreay has a neck injury and necks are tricky. They didn't even really want him to work the show.
Yeah.
Forbidden Door. And he said, no, I'm going to. It's in London.
Yeah.
He did. Yeah, I don't know. I just think with AEW, you have one of your highest pay-per-view gates of all time. Probably their most overall successful pay-per-views, if we're being brutally honest.
Yeah.
And now two of the major players are out. Man, it's tough.
Yeah. That reminds me too. Obviously there isn't really a lot to say about it other than it sucks for these guys. Two of the best in AEW. Did you happen to see Jake Hager's interview on Ariel Helwani about his time in AEW? Oh, not Ariel Helwani. I'm sorry. The other guy,
Chris Van Vliet.
Chris Van Vliet. Thank you. Yeah. Did you see that?
I did.
Yeah, I haven't watched the whole thing yet, but he had a lot of unflattering things to say about Tony Khan. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah,
maybe I shouldn't have been, but
it's easy to say the shit when you're no longer there.
Oh, of course.
You know, everyone says their former job is the worst job they ever had. I mean, look, but you took the paychecks when you were there.
Yeah, he seems like he's done anyway, though, right? Because my thought was, wow, he's really burning some bridges here when I'm watching this. But I also very strongly got the impression he's done with wrestling. He's not going to be looking to go back to either major promotion.
Well, he should be done because he's not good. I read his comments, and to me, it's like, well, way to jump on that bandwagon.
Yeah.
And then way to backtrack when you're confronted by two guys that could probably legitimately whoop your ass.
Right.
Like, yeah, like when I saw that he immediately put his foot in his mouth when FTR posted screenshots of the text they had.
Yeah,
to me, he lost credibility. If if he would have just been a dick about it, that's like, yeah, all right, I misspoke. Do something about it.
Right.
But I'm so sorry, man. Yeah, I said I think, and blah 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 blah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. How am I going to believe anything else you said? Because you said I think quite a bit in that whole interview. Like, I can sit here and say, I think the sky is blue. And then if someone says, well, Eric, by God, it's green today, I can be, I said, I think.
Right. Yeah. I didn't think it was wrong. I did think it was interesting. You know, he started a trucking company and it's called Haulen Oates. Haulen Oates. And I have a couple thoughts about that. One is it's cool if he's a Haulen Oates fan. I appreciate that. I love Haulen Oates, who recently settled their dispute, by the way, through arbitration. But the other thing is, though, that might be, I don't know. You can only push the, when it comes to intellectual property and trademarking and so forth, you can only push that so far. And I guarantee you there's probably already other businesses that have used that name, Haulen Oates. So I don't know, but I thought that was interesting.
I mean, hey, do you? I can't find enough of a give a damn about Jack Hager.
Oh, for a second, I thought you were going to say I can't go for that. And I was going to commend you for that too, as well as your earlier pun.
No,
okay.
I can't.
Say it isn't so, Eric.
Yeah. Here we go. The puns are rolling.
Well, those are song title references, actually.
Oh, well, whatever. I mean, if we're going to reference musicians, AC/DC performed at Vince McMahon's 80th birthday party as well.
What?
Yeah, they were there.
Are you serious? Or are you kidding? What?
I am dead serious.
They did? AC/DC they performed
at
there?
Vince McMahon's. Well, they were at the party.
Oh, I didn't know. Really? I didn't know about this. I had no idea.
Yeah, featured Kid Rock, AC/DC.
I'm not surprised Kid Rock was there, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, look, if you're going to celebrate a guy who poo-poos on a chick, I would think Kid Rock could be at the top of the list.
He's your guy, yeah. Wow.
Live performances from Kid Rock and AC/DC.
Weird. I had no idea. Okay, well.
Well, maybe it's a warning to all the future female employees of his new company. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll.
I can't go for that. All right. Should we move on to the main event?
Oh, God. This just feels like it's been a negative show.
I wasn't going to... we could do something positive for a moment. I mean, there's Stephanie McMahon, our goddess, our VPN goddess, Stephanie McMahon. There she is. Look at her.
This is what we're relegated to.
Look at her.
A woman that advocates for gray area piracy.
That's my kind of woman right there. Gray area piracy. I love it.
I think I'm going to trademark that.
Mm-hmm. Well, gray area piracy.
Piracy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.